Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm gonna try to do Vlogmas. This is who I am, a human. Okay, hi, I'm sorry. I don't know. When I try to do something, that's what happens. Hey, great. This is the second day of December. And I'm really tired. I wanted to do my October wrap up and post that today, but Jake and I drove from Portland to Seattle to see his brother play a show, and then drove back to Portland, got here 2:30 in the morning, and then we both worked today. And Jake is out working right now still. I don't know how he's doing it because I feel like a crazy person. So I can't really do any actual thought. And I have a lot of things to say. Actually, I don't have a ton to say about my October books. It's more my, no, it is my October books. I do have a lot of things to say. And so I need to make sure that I'm of the right mindset when I'm doing that. So instead, I'm doing a TBR because it requires zero thought. It's very exciting. So I was on the YouTube watching some videos, and Sean, the book maniac, popped up with an Indiecember TBR, and it's Indiecember. Get it? Because it's indies, which you probably, hopefully know, I enjoy a lot. So I'm very excited. This was originally created by Bob the Bookerer, who I had not heard of prior to that. So I'm very excited to follow him now because he seems like a cool human. Anyone that promotes indie and small presses sounds like a good person to me. I am going to be specifically focusing on books for Invisible Cities project. So I am going to do a video later this month also like reevaluating my goals and like deciding what's wrong with me, because maybe I should like tone it down a little bit. I basically read a book from Norway, Ukraine, India, the Dominican Republic, and Qatar. And the Norway, Ukraine, and India books were all just like independent of Invisible Cities. I just happened to pick them up like before the countries were picked, I think. Or maybe after, I'm not 100%, but it wasn't like a conscious decision. So that's pretty embarrassing. I have a lot of countries, therefore, to go through. And thankfully, all of them I have an indie or small press for, except for two. I am still going to try to read them because I would like to hit all the countries, but this is ridiculous. I have so many to do. But I have The Old Drift for Zambia, which I'm pretty sure it could actually be a small press. The problem is that I have literally no idea where that book is right now. So it could be a small press. That would be cool. But I don't think it is. Oh my gosh. I guess now I've decided that I'm gonna look for it. Ugh. Why? Yeah, where the heck is that? Huh. I don't know at all where I put that book, which I find very confusing. Huh. Oh my gosh. I'm so stupid. It's right there on my shelf. And it says Hogarth, which I'm pretty sure is an imprint of one of the big five. So that one does not count. And then also A Thousand Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini for Afghanistan. And I feel very confident that that is not a small press. I, again, did not look at it. And it's not easily accessible. But let's just assume that it's not, since it's a very famous book. So let's start at the very beginning. You know what I'm saying? So in the first month in January, we were doing Algeria and Singapore. So for Algeria, I have Do You Hear in the Mountains and Other Stories by Maïssa Bey, translated by Aaron Lamb. And this is a University of, wow, there's like, this is like one of those buttery covers, and clearly I have greasy fingers frequently because there's fingers all over it. It says Carafe Books, Caribbean and African Literature, translated from French, but it's the University of Virginia Press, which is a small press in my opinion. In my opinion, a small press is anything that is not published by like the top, like Penguin, Macmillan. I can't think of the rest of them because I just don't care. But yeah, so I consider that to be a small press. That's okay. And then for Singapore, I have Suicide Club by Rachel Heng, and I don't think this one is translated, but it's not easily visible, but I'm pretty sure this is written in English originally. I think I remember, yeah, she graduated from Columbia University, so I feel pretty confident that she can write a book in English. But anyways, this is from Skepter? Hold on, let me. That is the name of the publisher. I don't know anything about them. I think it's a British publisher. Yes, it is. And I technically haven't actually looked up for sure if these are all small presses and not imprints, but I looked at the front page and they didn't look like they were imprints. They looked like they were actual small presses. So then I have Guyana, and for that one I have My Bones and My Flute, A Ghost Story in the Old-Fashioned Manner by Edgar Mittelholzer, and very intriguing. This is People Tree Press, which I think that this is the press. I think I've heard Dee Dee talk about this press before, but they focus on Caribbean and Black British fiction. So I don't think this one is probably translated then either. Let's see. It doesn't look like it, you know, just by glancing at it. So we'll find out later. Then for Uganda, I have Song of Lowino and Song of Okol by Okot Bitek. Biscuits. I probably should have looked that one up. I'm having some remembrance of me not being able to pronounce that, or not knowing how to pronounce that last time as well. Classic. And I don't think that this one is translated either. I don't know. Ooh, illustrations. That's exciting. So yeah, this looks like what is that called? Like the Odyssey, like a long poem. What are those called? What's a long poem called? But anyways, this is East African Educational Publishers Limited. So I honestly have never heard of them before. I purchased this book for Invisible Cities Project, and that is who published it. Then we have Iran. Now I'm having now I just don't know how to pronounce that country's name all of a sudden. I think I just broke. I'm sorry. Just because of the whole thing that was happening, you know, with the World Cup. And so now, you know, when you overthink something like Kirsty versus Kirsty, now I can't remember which is the proper way to say that country's name. But I will look that up. And the next time that I talk about, I think it's Iran. Oh my gosh, I hate looking stupid, but that's okay. It's too late. Here I am. So anyways, I have Disoriental by Negar Javadi. And this is translated by Tina Cover. And this is, of course, a Europa edition. Very classic, small-ish, probably small to medium press, I would say. Then we have El Salvador, and for that I have Slash and Burn by Claudia Hernandez, translated by Julia Sanchez. See how nice that is, that translator right on the front cover. And this is an And Stories and Other Stories. And Other Stories is the publisher for this one. So very excited. And then for Republic of the Congo, I have African Psycho by Elaine Mabanku. And I don't know if this one is translated. Oh, this is, I can tell this is a UK book because it's so stiff. This is translated. Baby by Christine Schwartz Hartley, and it's a Serpent's Tail book. Let's see, Serpent's Tail right there. I kind of think that I've read another book that's I need to like redo my spreadsheets of like all my previous books that I've read with like publisher and stuff, because I need to be more, I need to look into that more. Anyways, then we have Indonesia, and so for that I've got Kitchen Curse, which I have started, by Eka Kurniawan. Oh, just, and this is like every time. I do the same thing every time where I don't look up how to pronounce these people's names. But to be fair, it is a huge stack of books, right? So if I was only talking about the one book, then I should look it up. Can we agree on that? Can that be like an unspoken agreement in the booktube world? Anyways, this is translated by Annie Tucker and others. And again, I did start it. I read probably like 3 or 4 of the stories, and I was kind of not enjoying it, and then I was enjoying it. So I do want to finish, but it was like bathroom heavy, the first 2 stories. If you can guess what that means. Then for Czech Republic, I have selected poems by Andra Lisohorsky. And this is Grossman Publishers Cape Editions. I literally have no idea. This probably doesn't even exist anymore, to be honest with you. Clearly, I bought this book secondhand. This is translated from the Lackian and German by Ewald Ozers, Hugh McKinley, Isabel Levitin, W.H. Auden, and Lydia Pasternak Slater. Huh, interesting. And yeah, I just like can't really tell you anything about this publisher. This was published in 71. And it says that it's Cape Editions number 47. So I feel like that implies this is part of a series, which makes sense based on like the shape and look of it. But I really cannot believe myself. Okay, everything's great. Cool, let's keep going. So for Brazil, I have a 2 Lines Press Queer, which is a bunch of short stories that have to do with queerness, and they're all by different people, and they have started doing, you know, dual language, so it's Portuguese on one side and English on the other side, and this is the one that I am looking forward to the most. I've wanted to read it for a very long time. Then for Taiwan, I have Notes of a Crocodile by Ki Miaojin. Translated by Bonnie Huey. I don't know how to pronounce it either. And this is an NYRB book. Again, probably like more of a small to medium size press. They're, you know, they do quite a bunch of stuff. Is that the right word? Probably. Then for Eritrea, I have Silence is My Mother Tongue by Sulaiman Adonia. And I don't know if this one is translated. I don't think so. It doesn't look like it. And this is by the Indigo Press, which again, I'm not sure if that is an imprint. I don't think so, because it's a UK. It does not appear to be an imprint, so we'll go with it. Then for Greece, I've got the Iliad by Homer. This is Oxford World Classics. Again, I'd say like probably small to medium size press, translated by Anthony Verity. This one's probably at the bottom of my list because like, look at all those words. So many. Although I do kind of feel like this is probably super compelling once you start reading it. You just have to like get into it. So that's going to be the key. Then I purchased a book for Angola, but it hasn't arrived yet. I think it was back ordered for a minute, so I don't have it. But I do have one for Bolivia, and for Bolivia I have Adela Zamudio, Selected Poetry and Prose, translated by Lynette Yetter. And this is also a bilingual edition, so there's the English and Spanish, and this is translated by Fuente Fountain Books, and it says Portland, Oregon. So I'm like a little confused. And there she is on the back. It says that she is Bolivia's most celebrated writer and educator. Her birthday is a national holiday, which I love. So that will be definitely a priority too. So that is it. Those are the too many books. We'll see what happens. Yeah, thanks for watching. Sorry that this was so messy, but I will hopefully see you tomorrow for day 3 of Vlogmas. We'll see.